everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ari. I'm a certified group fitness trainer and yoga instructor, bringing you the workouts and yoga flows I have loved and curated at home for so many years, right here to you on YouTube. And I am so happy to be back with you today because today is an after work special. We'll be de-stressing, going through a 35-minute flow together, really working through to open our bodies, recenter, reground, and come back into ourselves. After a very long day where we give and give and give to others and our energy might feel spent, this is our time. In fact, no matter when you decide to take this, it is your time. So with that, we'll get going. So you can come into a nice child's pose as I just set up here, and we'll shift our weight back. So booty towards our heels, and we'll just get started comfortably. Our knees are just wide, a little bit wider than chest, so we have space to just fall and bring ourselves closer to the mat. Walking our fingertips out farther in front of us, feeling a nice stretch begin down the top of our spine. Inhale here, feeling our back fill with air. And then exhale. Closed mouth inhale. And exhale. Last one here. Inhale. Feeling our shoulders expand as they fill with air, and then exhale again. Walking our hands to the right side, slightly off the mat in our space, our left reaching ever so slightly past our right, and if not, imagine we can. Inhale here, and exhale. Completely. As we walk ourselves now to the left side, bringing our right hand even further than the left as we inhale, feeling the stretch along our right side of our body. And exhale. From here, we'll walk ourselves back to center and pushing up, so we're just sitting on our knees now. You can shift to the middle of your mat if that feels right for you. As we inhale here, bringing our cactus to the arms. Inhale, reach up, look up. And then exhale, we bring our hands in front of our space like we could dive over our knees. Left hand comes over right, rounding our spine, dive over. And then inhale, we lift back through cactus. Exhale again, diving over our knees, right hand this time over left. And again, cactus the arms, reach up, look up. Exhale, left over right, dive over your space. Inhale, reach up, look up. And last time we dive through the space in front of us, right hand over left, arching the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, coming up out of cactus, reach up, look up. And then coming into tabletop position. We'll find some circles here. Finding what just feels right. We'll work through cat and cow. Circling through. So coming up through cat, arching the spine, and then finding some extra creativity as we roll through belly to mat. And then inhale, arching the spine through cat, whatever flow you want to come through, playing with the corners of the mat, playing with the spine and the flexion. It is in your time. Allowing your spine to really wake up here. In your own pace, in your own breath. Allowing movement to go. And then we'll find neutral spine. So tucking the tailbone in, engaging the core here. We'll come up into a bear hover. So tucking the toes, lifting up, just lifting our knees. We'll be here for just a few rounds of breath. Drawing awareness to our core, awareness into this moment. The core firing up here, the quads turning on. We'll hold here again for 3, for 2, for 1. Knees plant, untuck the toes. Reaching the left hand up to the sky, we'll thread the needle 3 times. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, dropping down, threading the left arm underneath the right, ear to mat. On an inhale, we reach back up, look up. Exhale, ear to the mat, left hand under right. Inhale, reach up, look up. And then exhale, thread the needle. We'll hold here, ear to mat, resting the left arm now underneath the right. Maybe your right hand can walk forward of your space, reaching through or up towards the ceiling, whatever feels right for you here, even if that is that the hand is still on the mat. Giving a little pressure to the ground to help you twist open and look at the ceiling. Breathing in and breathing out. Every twist we do in class today is like wringing out a towel, wringing out our stress. Last inhale. And on an exhale, right hand plants just underneath our shoulder. Inhale, reach up, look up. Holding here, we'll extend the left, or you can drop the hand. Extend the left knee behind us, pivot to the left side, and then come on up through and tee the arms. Reaching up back through our space, reach toward the back of the mat, right arm over ear. And then fallen side angle. Right hand plants on the mat, lifting our left arm now up and over our space. Can you twist open and see the ceiling? We'll flow through that 2 more times. On an inhale, we lift through T. And tip back, gate pose. Reach up, look up. Right arm overhead. And then tipping forward. Side angle again. Right hand on the mat. Lifting over. Kneeling side angle, I should say. Lifting up through T. On an inhale, we tip back, gate pose. Right arm overhead, twisting up. And then we twist back down, plant the hand, arm over ear. And then planting the hands, we shift back through your first down dog practice. Pedaling out the legs, doing what you feel right doing. Pushing through the palms of your hands, through your heels, as you ground into the mat, feeling so solid. On an inhale, we shift into plank. Tipping onto the right side, lift the left arm, side plank here, look up, reach up. Hand plants on an exhale, twisting back to center. And then your chaturanga, so either up in full plank, maybe knees on the mat. We bring ourselves toward the mat halfway, and then lift up into an upward facing dog, shoulders down and back, chest broad. And then shifting back to downward facing dog. And then coming back, tabletop position, and we'll repeat on the other side. Good job. Starting with the needles. So we reach our right arm up this time, reach up, look up. And on an exhale, thread the needle. Right arm under left. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, thread the needle, right under left. Inhale, reach up, look up. And then exhale, thread the needle. And we'll hold here. I get my ponytail out of the way. Either hand can remain here, maybe on fingertips as you use that leverage to look up towards the ceiling, or walking the left arm in front of you, or up toward the ceiling if you want the challenge. Wherever you are, I personally sometimes just love having my fingertips on the mat. The extra pressure feels so good to help me get deeper into this twist. Last inhale. And exhale. On an inhale, left hand plants firmly as we lift back up, untwist, reaching up towards the ceiling, and then we twist onto the right side and lift up and into gate pose, back towards the back of the mat. This time, left arm comes overhead. I know I'm facing away from you, so follow along even though I can't see you. And then tipping down, left hand on the mat, right arm overhead. Inhale up through T, back through gate pose, reaching back, left arm overhead. Inhale. Exhale, left hand plants, right hand comes over ear, reaching through and towards the top of the mat, feeling your side really turn on. And then lift up through T, back towards the back of the mat, last time. Spinning open to see the ceiling just ever so slightly. And then hand plants on the mat. Exhale, reaching up overhead. And then we plant the hand. Find the mat once more and shift back downward facing dog. Pushing into the palms of your hands, into your heels, grounding in here. As we then shift out into plank on an inhale, tip over onto the left blade edges of the feet, opening up side angle, right arm towards the ceiling. Side angle, side plank. End of the day, I'm really lost for words. Shifting towards center, bringing our chest now down towards the mat, your chaturanga of choice. Upward facing dog. Hold here. And then downward facing dog. And from here, we'll begin to build our flow. So pedaling into the heels at this moment, walk your dog. And then we'll meet at the top of the mat. Maybe you walk your dog step by step to the top, or you look up, take a slight bend in your knees, and a nice hop brings you to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale all the way to stand Tadasana. Bend into those knees, reach up, look up. Hands at heart space. Exhale. All right, we're going to build our flow here. Little creative sun salutations to get us going, and then we'll build from there. Look up. On an inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, flat spine, arms wide like wings. We fold down on an exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, hands halfway up the spine. Exhale, we plant. Taking our left foot to the back of the mat, we'll set up for warrior one. Back foot diagonally, 45 degrees, pointing up the mat as we reach up with a tall spine, bending into the top leg, twisting our hips towards center front. Reach up, look up. Exhale, planting the hands, and then shifting into low lunge twist. Reaching up, we've been here sort of before. Right hand towards the ceiling, pushing up and into the right glute, growing taller. And on an exhale, look towards the back of the mat, pivot to the blade edges of the feet, look back, reach back for the back foot. Like you could. So a twisted plank. And then from here, come to sit. So we just continue to pivot towards the back of the mat until you eventually sort of just fall down onto the mat. And we'll set up for a twisted seat towards the back of the mat. So we're officially facing behind us. Look towards the top. Inhale. And exhale, lifting the left hand, planting it back towards the top of our space. We lift up, growing through the legs, twist towards the top of the mat, finding plank. and your vinyasa, your chaturanga. Coming down towards the mat, upward facing dog. Shifting back, downward facing dog. All right, how'd we do? We got there somehow, yeah? All right, pedal out your legs, walk your dog. Maybe you walk your dog to the top of the mat or look to the front. Take a slight bend in those knees. Take a big step or take an ugly hop to the top. Halfway lift. Forward fold. And then flat spine, we come to stand. Gentle bend in those knees. Reach up, look up. And then we take this all the way back down, flat spine, forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, look up. Exhale, plant the hands. This time our right foot takes a gigantic step to the back of the mat, setting up warrior one. Back foot 45 degrees, angled upwards. Reach up, bend into the top knee, squaring off to the top of our mat. Inhale. And exhale, we plant the hands. And then we twist, low lunge twist, open up to the left side this time. Left hand to the top. Growing up and out of our space, so growing into the glute, up towards the ceiling. Inhale. And on an exhale, we shift, pivoting on to the blade edges of our feet, looking back towards the back of the mat. And we continue this rotation until we sit again. Maybe your mat comes up, right arm reaches up, and we twist. Right elbow, left knee, looking over towards the back of our space, which is now the top of the mat. We're working this mat like a sundial. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling, plant the right hand again. We use our leverage of our feet here to lift us back out of our space. Twist toward the mat, plant the hands, find center, plank pose. Your vinyasa, halfway down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Hold here a few breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, take a slight bend in those knees and together, walk, step, or hop towards the top of the mat. Meet in a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up, reach up, rise, Tadasana. And exhale, hands at heart center. Okay, so you know where we're going. We got there one way or another, and we'll build from there. We'll add in some more creative expressions as we go along. So look up, inhale, reach up, slight bend in those knees. Exhale, hands wide like wings. We float down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look out the horizon. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we sit back, reaching up, chair pose. And we'll hold here 3 breaths. Slow breaths. Can you sit lower into the world's most awkwardly positioned chair? Can you reach your arms wider? Higher. And exhale, forward fold. This time we take our left foot towards the back of the mat, setting up high lunge this time. Stay on those tiptoes as we bring the hands up. Inhale, reach up, look up. And we'll hold here, settling down lower. Bending into the top knee. Knee over ankle. Looking up in our space. Inhale, we rise, both legs straighten. And exhale, we settle and hinge forward here. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. Hold for 1. Hands plant. Shifting up into our front leg, warrior 3. Hands at prayer. Airplane those arms. And then with a slight bend in the knee, we come and use the momentum, our balance and stability to rise up. Single leg Tadasana, bring the knee up to your chest. Inhale. On an exhale, figure 4, left ankle over right knee. And then we sit back like we're going to sit back into chair pose. Hands come to prayer. And hold for 3. Hold for 2. Hold for 1. On an inhale, everything rises. Inhale, reach up, look up. And then we tip back through warrior 3. Prep, hands plant, left leg is high and long. And then we gently set it behind us, setting up for the low lunge. Left hand plants, right arm pivots and spins open, left, right arm towards the ceiling. And then we use the momentum to continue to reach back towards the back of the mat, twisted plank. And then we use this to continue to find our way down and sit, coming into our space. Right hand plants to our side. Left arm reaches up, seated twist. Left elbow, right knee. Twist and look behind. Breathe in and out. Next inhale, reach up. Plant the left hand, lifting up out of our space. Right arm reaches up, twisting through. Meet this time in downward facing dog. Right leg rises. So single leg here. And we'll tap the floor. Lift and lower for 3. Right leg to the sky. Tap for 2. Lift to the sky. And 1. Lift to the sky. Bringing the leg down, shifting out on an inhale to plank pose. Exhale, your chaturanga. You're doing so good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Look towards the top of the mat, taking a nice gentle bend or big bend into those knees. Take a nice step, walk or hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands out wide, reaching up, flat spine. Gentle bend in those knees, look up. And on an exhale, we spiral all the way back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And plant the hands. This time the right leg takes a big, big step toward the back of the mat. And we reach up, high lunge. Back foot tiptoe hold here. Bending deeply into the front knee, knee over ankle. Feeling the strength here. Inhale, both legs straighten, look up, reach up. And then exhale, bend into the front knee and hinge forward again. Hold here for 3, pushing more weight into the front foot. You could lift the back leg if you really wanted to. For 2. And 1, exhale, hands plant, warrior 3 prep. You shift your weight to the front top leg, lifting the back. Fingertips or hands on blocks. Gentle bend into that standing leg. Maybe you try the full expression, beginning with hands at prayer, or airplane those arms. And then together, light bend in that standing leg. We meet in single leg Tadasana, knee to chest. And on an exhale, right ankle over left knee, we set up for a figure 4. Sitting down like we'll sit into chair pose. We bend deeply, turning on our hip flexors. Finding something in front of us that is not moving, your drishti. Breathing here. On an inhale, we bring our knee back up in our space, single leg, reach up, look up. And then we tip forward again, using our balance to tip us through supported warrior 3 again. And then we find our way. Back foot gently plants to the back of the mat. Lift up, twisted low lunge. We've been here before. And then together we shift and look towards the back of the mat, reaching left hand towards the back as we spin in our space and find our seat. Seated twist this side, left hand plants behind, right arm reaches up, and we shift twist, right elbow, left knee, looking back over our left shoulder, growing tall in our spine, our glutes fully connected with the mat. Inhale, reaching up with our right arm, we plant it back in our space on the mat. Using our legs here, our feet replant, lifting up through supported side angle, side plank, I'll get it right. Plant the hands, shift back, single leg, downward facing dog. We'll tap down for 3, left leg taps for 1, down for 2, down for 3, lifting high. And then together, inhale, we come into full plank, both feet on the mat now. Your vinyasa of choice. Halfway down towards the mat. Lifting up, looking up at our space. And then downward facing dog. Good job. From here, look up towards the top of your space. And then reaching right leg towards the sky, single leg down dog. We'll bring the right knee up on the outside of our hands, planting the foot, hands inside, setting up for lizard. So walking our back knee a little bit further, dropping it to the mat, untucking the toes, and find your expression here. Maybe you just use a little side to side, using your right hand to give a little tension and push the knee just slightly, opening up a little bit of space. And then if you'd like, if you have it, you can come down to your forearms and relax into the pose. Staying wherever feels right for you. And if you want it, if you got it, you can take your right arm towards the back of the mat and reach, lifting for your back foot. Really turning on the quad stretch now. Just a gentle hold of the back foot. No pulling, just connecting. Giving a little extra push through your hips, feeling them start to turn on. And then together we'll release the back foot gently, planting the right hand underneath, and then shifting back, runner's lunge, hands inside the right foot. Flat spine, as low as you got. Maybe you are much higher up. Just walking down, feeling your body start to really connect. So you will feel your muscles, all of the tendons, the ligaments start to go, yo, I don't know if I like this. Taking each breath now as a way to release the tension. Inhale, we invite the energy and lightness. And exhale, we wash away the tension. Bending into the front leg, we shift back through downward facing dog and just give a little extra length to the right leg. So bending into the left, allowing the right to straighten more. We'll reach the left leg now towards the top, towards the ceiling, and send it through to the top of the mat, outside of our hands, outside of the left hand. Planting the knee, the back knee, you walk it back slightly and set up for lizard on this side. Untuck the toes, heart wide towards the front of our space. And settle here. If you took the little expansion exercise on this one, where you just give yourself a little extra space, pushing away, bringing yourself back towards center. Maybe you come down to the forearms. And you set up for your expression of lizard. Reaching for the back foot. If you did that on the other side, every side is different. Every side. We only have two sides. I know. Looking towards the back. Settling in here. Release the tension in the muscles you don't need. Are your toes extra tucked? Wiggle them. Are you holding tension in your face? Release it. Releasing now the back foot, letting it drop lightly towards the back of the mat, coming up onto your hands and then shifting back, runner's lunge on the side. Oh my God. Ow. Oh, if you feel the tension and the pain, the cheesiest thing in the world, smile. Find laughter. And then use your breath to break away the tension. Inhale and exhale, settle. Allow your body to just relax. Take a chill pill. And then crawl yourself out, bend into the top leg, and we'll shift into our final down dog, if not only to add more blood flow back. So straighten the left leg, pushing through the heel, and then bend into your right so there's almost no weight in the right at all. You can lift it off the mat. Final stretches here. And then find center, both feet now in downward facing dog, pushing through into the mat. And then come into tabletop. Cross the feet behind you, roll over your feet. Come into a seated pose. And then find your way onto your back. So lightly rolling down, maybe one vertebrae at a time. We'll plant the left knee. We'll plant the left foot. Right leg comes up to the ceiling, crossing and bringing the right ankle over the left knee. And then lifting up, reaching underneath, threading through for figure 4. Using the tension, using your arms, bringing the bind of your knees closer to your chest. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Two more breaths here. Last one. Planting the left foot now, using the momentum and spinning the right knee to the left side, lying twist, looking out to the right side of the mat now. Using your left hand on the top of your knee, just to let it lie gently. like a weighted blanket, not holding too firm. Inhale, come back through center, and then we'll repeat on the other side. So right foot plants, left foot comes up to the ceiling, crossing left ankle over right knee, reaching through figure four, other side. We'll be here for 4 deep breaths. Slow and winding down. Last one. As you get to the bottom of your exhale, releasing your hands gently, placing your foot down, we'll tip over now to the right side and lying twist, look out to the left. Trying to keep our shoulders in connection with the mat. Our right hand on top of our left knee like a weighted blanket. Not to pull, just to add comfort, like a hug, a knee hug. Last breath. And then coming up through center, both knees to chest, and then your Shavasana. Extending long feet width of the mat. Hands just fall where they may, something comfy, something where you just feel like, yeah, I could sleep here. If there's any tension still in your low back, I acknowledge that. And sometimes we need a little extra shifts. Do what feels right. Roll around until you feel ready. And feel free to stay here as long as you'd like, letting the practice sink in. Otherwise, you can begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers and come up into a seated position, however you'd like to get there. Coming up slowly, meeting in an easy seat, cross-legged. Thank you so much for flowing with me today. Wherever the day has taken you until this point, thank you for bringing me along into your journey. It is an absolute joy to know that I get to flow with so many of you, and I really look forward to seeing you next time. Let me know how you feel. Drop a comment in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. A like, and if you haven't yet, I'd love for you to join the community and subscribe. I really look forward to seeing you next time, and I wish you a really lovely rest of your day. Namaste.